Okay, so for this recording, we'll have the discussion for the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act and its pertinent laws, no? So one of the problems here in the Philippines class is, especially sa mga youth, no, is drug addiction. So to respond to that, nagkaroon tayo ng first law, which is the RA 6425, uh, which is the Dangerous Drugs Act of 1972. No, however, no, it was repealed by this RA 9165, which is the one that we will be discussing in this recording, and this is the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. No, so um, since illegal drug use is on the rise, this has implications for the future, no? So syempre, there's an urgent need para i-educate ang young people in the use of dangerous drugs. So, kailangan din syempre matulungan natin those who are already addicted to be able to escape, no, from the misery or yeah, from their misery. So, with that, no, we will discuss the importance of this Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act and other laws na connected, no, with this topic. So let us first discuss, no, intindihin muna natin kasi syempre in the next slides we will also discuss the role of the medtechs as part of the as one, no, of the individuals who can perform the testing process. Okay, so Uh, in the drug testing, no, sabi nga natin sa clinical laboratory law, drug testing license is different pa sa clinical laboratory. So, we need to have a separate LTO for DTL. Now, when we say DTL, that's your drug testing laboratory. Now, if you have that DTL, you need to also classify what type of DTL they have sa laboratory nyo. Okay, so we have two types of DTL class. We have what we call the screening and the confirmatory DTL. No, allow me to abbreviate it as SDTL at CDTL na lamang. Now, in the Philippines, screening DTL is yun po yung mga nakikita natin sa mga usual laboratories, no? Yun po yung marami, no, sa community natin. But for the confirmatory DTL, yan po ay present lamang sa NRL, no, sa East Avenue, yung NRL EOHTM, no, if I'm not mistaken. So, all the confirmatory testing, dadalhin yon sa NRL. So, syempre, here in the Philippines, isa po sa pinakamaraming tests na ginagawa sa mga laboratories actually drug testing kasi required ito usually sa mga pre-employment. So, imagine that the excessive number of, kunyari, if there is an excessive number of positive sa drug testing, lahat yon sasaluhin ni NRA, no? Mapa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao man. So, sige, allow me to briefly discuss to you paano ba yung proseso, no, nitong uh, perform ng drug testing. No, hindi ko kasi alam kung sino po sa inyo ang nakapagpa-drug test na. So usually, no, kapag meron tayong client yung tawag natin, no, sa patient. Pag meron tayong client na kailangan magpa-perform ng drug testing, darating yon, no, sa DTL and then sasabihin niya na it's for the drug testing. And then, yung medtech magbibigay sa kanya ng mga forms, no? So maraming forms yon class kasi iba-ibang kulay, ah, may kanya-kanyang designation, no, para saan yung copy ng form na yon. Hindi pa ito automated, although hindi pa automated yung pag-fill out ng form, although meron tayong tinatawag na HMIS, no, for the uh, DTLs, no? And then, kapag nakapagpapirma na siya ng form, meron tayong tinatawag na authorized specimen collector. Yung authorized specimen collector naman, siya po yung sasama at mag-check kay client. I-check na si client, no, kung meron siyang mga itinatagong gamit sa kanyang katawan bago siya papasok sa restroom. So yung restroom po na ginagamit natin for drug testing ay waterless restrooms, no? So walang water kasi of course ayaw natin na yung ihi ay possibly mahaluan ng tubig ni client. So we want to make sure na yung sample na isasubmit ni client ay purely urine sample niya. So yung container ibibigay din yung empty container ibibigay ni authorized specimen collector at usually, ah, pine-perform yung collection under the observation of the specimen collector, 'no. Kailangan po talaga i-observe. Now, hindi naman siya may iba na mga drug testing lab na pinapasara, ina-allow na isara yung door basta makapkapan muna or ma-check muna ni authorized specimen collector si client or may iba din naman at kailangan talaga may konting, ah, puwang 'no, dun sa door 'no. So hindi talaga siya completely pinapasara 'no. So depende po sa bawat drug testing lab based on my experience. Now, after ma-collect yung sample makikita niyo po dito 'no, sa picture na 'to, na meron pong nilalagay na code 'no. So nilalagyan po ng code kasi of course, hindi na siya nilalagyan ng name, hindi na yung code na yung gagamitin natin para ma-identify yung kung kanino pong sample ito, 'no? And another thing na kailangan po natin gawin as clients is naglalagay po tayo dito ng tape to cover yung mismong takip or to seal 'no, para i-seal yung mismong cover ng urine container tapos pipirmahan natin yon sa bawat side 'no. So meaning kapag pinirmahan natin yon, as the client, we assure na yung sinasubmit po nating urine is the one na sinasubmit natin for the testing 'no. So magkabilang side yan merong pirma 'no, at meron ding date kung kailan sinubmit yung urine. Now class, so sa urine sample, it has to be collected in one, urination lang 'no. Hindi puwedeng iihi ka ngayon ta's may half ng ihi, tapos iihi ka ulit ng pangalawang batch, hindi po. So, it has to be collected in just one urination lang po. Hindi puwedeng parang installment 'no, yung paglalagay ng urine sample 'no, dito. So, after niyan ma-seal, dadalhin na po yung sample mo tsaka yung sample ni client tsaka yung forms sa loob, mag-u-undergo na ng testing. Now, isa sa mga terms na ginagamit sa drug testing is ang tinatawag po nating chain of custody. Wherein kung sino po yung mga humahawak ng sample at saka ng form ng specific client, it has to be signed 'no, para ma-record po natin kung sino-sino po yung nag-handle nung specimen. Kasi siyempre drug testing is, ah, legally puwedeng ikakulong ng isang patient. So, it has to be recorded kung sino-sino po yung nag-handle nun and siyempre ma-make sure na, ah, walang anyone na hindi dapat mag-handle nitong sample ang nakapag-handle. So, 'pag nag-undergo ng testing, ito po yung sample na itsura ng kit na ginagamit natin for drug testing, inilalagay na lang po natin yung code 'no. So, yan po yung code. Now, um, kaibahan 'no, ang kaibahan ng drug testing is kapag may line, 'di ba usually 'di ba kunyari pregnancy testing, kapag 2 lines ibig sabihin positive 'no. Usually, yun po yung alam natin na kapag mga kit, kapag 2 lines or kapag may line dito sa test line ay positive yon. Pero sa drug testing class, kabaligtaran. Kapag may line dito sa test line natin, ibig sabihin that's negative. Kapag walang line, that's the time na positive yung reading natin sa test na ito. Okay? So yan. Now, pag-usapan muna natin yung mga different drugs of abuse na common na, meron 'no. at na-encounter natin at tinetest natin, no, in the laboratory. Okay, so first, no, um, these are the list of common drugs of abuse tested in the Philippines. Although, in the CPH, di ba, diniscuss natin na ang most abused substance is actually ethanol, no? Pero this one, no, we have the drugs of abuse. We have the amphetamines, which would include the MDMA or the ecstasy, and then we have the methamphetamines, we have the THC, the tetrahydrocannabinol, anabolic steroids, cocaine, opiates, phenylcyclidine, and we have the sedative hypnotics. No, so um, these drugs of abuse will actually be discussed to you in your CC2. No, sa CC2 ito papasok kasi sa toxicology. No, so let's discuss first, no, each of them. No, first we have the amphetamines. Amphetamines is also known as the bato, uppers, pep pills, lid poppers, eye opener. So ang effect nito sa nagtitik is narcolepsy and then attention deficit disorder. Okay? And then toxic effect. So syempre nagkakaroon ng loss of appetite and the inability to sleep. So gising, no, yung gising na gising at active na active, no, yung utak ng patient. And then euphoria. So active, gising, and in a euphoric state, so masaya, no? And then significant weight loss, acute psychotic reactions, destructive behavior, recklessness, and then long-term use will lead to pancytopenia and teeth grinding. No? So that's one of the effects of amphetamine. Okay, methamphetamine class, or also known as the shabu, no, 35% of the cases here in the Philippines, cases of positive sa drug testing natin ay because of shabu, no, or methamphetamine, sorry. So this is also known as shabs, siopaw, poor man's cocaine, sha, ice, or S. Okay, so same therapeutic effect. A, it is also a stimulant and same toxic effect as your amphetamine. Then we have the MDMA, or your ecstasy. So ecstasy is also known as the party drug, no? This is also known as the XTC, ADAM, Essence, EN herbals, no? So this is a derivative of the methamphetamine, and this is the popular recreational abuse drug, or again also known as the party drug. No, so toxic effects, so it makes your heart rate and your blood pressure spike up, no, tumitigas yung arms, yung legs, yung jaw, and then it dilates the pupils of the eyes, and it can lead to faintness. No, hinihimatay. Okay. Another one, we had the tetrahydrocannabinol. So 57% of drug positive cases here in the Philippines is because of marijuana. No, so this is your marijuana, your tetrahydrocannabinol, which is the metabolite, no, of the marijuana. So it is also known as Mary Jane, 'di ba? Yung kanta ni Sasa. Sasa girl ba 'yun, no? Mary Jane, Flower, papogi, brownies, damo, pot, tea, joint, dope, bang, pot, or weed. So it is derived from the plant Cannabis sativa. And again, the active component is the tetrahydrocannabinol. Okay, so initial effects, it can impair your short-term memory and intellectual function, and it provides euphoria, confusion, and carelessness. We also have anabolic steroids. So this is used to treat hypogonadism of male patients. And this is also taken by athletes, so to improve their muscle mass. Although, syempre, some of, di ba, sa sports, in, nire-restrict ang paggamit ng steroids, no? So, toxic effects, it can lead to toxic hepatitis. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, hepatitis, hindi lang yan viral. It can also be drug-induced or alcohol-induced, no? So, ito po, no, the toxic hepatitis. We also have accelerated atherosclerosis, aggregation of platelets, and also cardiac arrhythmia. It can lead to sudden death, testicular atrophy, no, meaning lumiliit yung testicles, and then sterility and impotence. Next, we have cocaine. No? Cocaine is also known as the coke, crack, gold dust, and speed balls. No? So this is derived from the coca bush leaves. So this is usually used as an anesthetic for nasopharyngeal surgery. No? The metabolite that we detect here is the benzoylecgonine, and it affects the CNS. So the patient feels excitement and in a euphoric state. Okay, may toxicity din ng cocaine class. And then hypertensive, arrhythmia, seizure, and myocardial infarction ang pwedeng mangyari sa isang patient who have taken increased doses of cocaine. Next, we have opiates. No? So this is derived from the chemical opium poppy. So its therapeutic effect is that it is an analgesic. No? So meaning it's a painkiller, it's a sedative, and it can be an anesthesia as well. Now, if a patient has been given opium, no, it has to be monitored. No? Usually, class, kapag meron po tayo mga patients na nagtitake or binibigyan ng doctor natin ng mga considered as regulated drugs, no? Pag regulated drugs sa mga doktor, kailangan pong magbigay ng S2 na prescription, no? Iba yung itsura ng S2 prescription. Okay? So the S2 prescription actually is in a different color na form ng prescription book. Parang yellow ata siya, no? So you can research on that, no? But we call it the S2 form. And then class, since regulated ito, it has to be monitored, no? Yung paggamit ng patient at yung dosage na meron ang patient. And we call that the therapeutic drug monitoring, no? Again, that's what we call the therapeutic drug monitoring, and that will actually be discussed to you during your CC2 class, no, under toxicology na subject or na topic. Okay, so naturally occurring opiates, we have the opium, morphine, and codeine. And then chemically modified opiates, we have the heroin, hydromorphone, and the oxycodone. Okay, so common synthetic opiates, ito siguro na-encounter nyo na yung fentanyl, no? Kung familiar kayo sa politics, no? Kasi 'di ba, napa-question yung mga politicians kasi they are taking fentanyl, no? We have meperidine, methadol, propoxyphene, and then the pentazocine. Next, we have the phencyclidine. No? So this is a stimulant, a depressant, anesthetic, and also a hallucinogen. No? So it distributes to the fat and in the brain, and its effect is agitation, paranoia, hostility. So overdose can lead to stupor and coma. No? And then next you have the sedative hypnotics. Ito na-encounter ka na kasi again, ito yung mga common na monitor ng mga doctors, no? Again, sa TDM, ito may encounter na topic. Now, we have the benzodiazepines and the barbiturates, which are the common sedatives given to patients. Pero again, common na abuse. Barbiturates, we have the secobarbital, pentobarbital, and the phenobarb, no? Yan, ito common kayo na encounter. The benzodiazepines, we have the diazepam, chlordiazepoxide, and lorazepam. So its toxic effect is that yung patient makaka-encounter ng lethargy, slurred speech, respiratory depression, and also hypotension. So these are the list of foods naman na pwedeng makapagbigay ng false positive effect on drug test. That's why, if you are a patient or if you will be come a client at mag-undergo ka ng drug testing, you also need to consider the things that you are taking kasi pwedeng mag-cause yan ng false positive effect. No? So, we have the amantadine na binibigay sa mga may Parkinson's disease. Yan. Phentermine, which is a diet drug. We also have the coca leaf tea, no, na commonly present sa mga tsaa. Okay? So we have the Vicks, no, vapor inhaler na decongestant. So pwedeng mag-false positive sa methamphetamine. What else? Diphenhydramine, no? Dipen class is actually a um, an anti-allergic drug, no? Ginagamit 'yan, no? Antihistamine drug, ayun pala. So, antihistamine drug, 'yan. Dextromethorphan, no? Dextromethorphan, present 'yan class sa mga uh, drugs kagaya ng, if I'm not mistaken, mga Bioflu. Check ko. Tama nga ba? Alam ko, present 'yan sa mga common drugs. Yung mga Bioflu nga ba yun? Wait, check ko. Na-encounter ko na 'tong dextromethorphan. Gamot sa ubo, if I'm not mistaken, no? So, yeah. Parang gamot ata sa ubo, yung dextromethorphan. Mga Robitussin, mga ganon. Ayan, cough suppressant. Ayan, tama pala. So, cough suppressant. We also have rifampin, which is a tuberculosis drug. So, pwedeng false positive sa heroin, morphine, no? Also, the dextromethorphan. No? So, yan, no? Kailangan lang makonsider. We also have pantoprazole, efavirenz, no, for HIV/AIDS, no? Yan. So, you just have to consider, lalo na pag long-term usage of these drugs, kasi yun nga po, it can cause a false positive effect. Now, what are problems related ba to drug addiction? And bakit ba kailangan natin gumawa ng law about drugs? No? So, una, uh, with drugs, of course, we all know na meron siyang positive effect. No, although the problem is how do we use it, no? Kasi usually na-abuse nga po, no, yung mga drugs na to at nagiging addiction yung paggamit ng drugs. No? Nagiging habit, no? It becomes an obsession na nagiging dependent yung individual with the effects of the drug, no? Another thing is that the behavior of the individual will change na. So that's one of the things na inaayos, no? Hindi lang yung behavior but also the obsession, no? Sa mga rehab centers, no? So syempre, the individual can be violent or yung behavior niya mag-engage to a bad behavior, no? Pwedeng ikasira, 'di ba? Nakakasira yan ng pamilya, hindi lang nakakasira ng buhay, nakakasira pa ng pamilya. Also, those who are taking drugs can struggle to keep down a job. No, they may become unemployable. Actually, class, here in the Philippines, once you are an employee and nagkaroon ng random drug testing, no, mamaya pag-uusapan natin, no. Pero yun nga, para ma-idea na kayo, pag may random drug test at na encounter na positive po ang isang empleyado, that can be a ground for the dismissal or the uh, or ma-fire, no, or mag-end yung contract, no, ng isang employee. Again, depende po sa employer. Okay. Then, young people who use these substances will be unable to perform well in school, no? So, syempre, that can also affect their future, no? Isa sa mga problema yan, no, sa mga kabataan. When drug users run out of money, anong mangyayari? Hahanap at hahanap sila ng paraan para makahanap ng pera pambili ng drugs. So, ang mangyayari, magnanakaw sila, mag ah, maghihingi sa mga friends and family, no, para lang may pambili to feed their habit. Then, many addicts fall into a life of crime and eventually end up in prison or worse. And if the drug addict is unable to escape this behavior, it is highly likely to lead to their death. No? So, it will shorten their lifespan. And then, illegal drug users can have a risk of overdose. So, pag nagkakaroon ng overdose, syempre, pwedeng maging reason yun para ikamatay, no, ng isang pasyente. Okay, so the whole law class has a 102 sections. So the following are just the implementing rules and regulations regarding the governing of the testing laboratories in the Philippines. Pero medyo mag-discuss tayo ng konti lang naman para may idea din kayo. Pero mag-skip ako. So yung mga isa-skip ko, wag na natin masyadong i-focus yun. So class, again, as what I've mentioned, Before, meron tayong RA 6425, which is the Dangerous Drugs Act of 1972. And it was repealed no, nung napirmahan po yung RA 9165, which is the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Yun nga po yung may 102 sections, and it was approved by President Arroyo on January 23, 2002. So every third week of November, we are celebrating the Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Week. So during this period, no, there are various activities and you're encouraged to join, no, mga motorcades, parade, lecture forums, mga posters, slogan making contests, no, just to share, no, the information about the negative effects of the use of drugs, and syempre to observe, no, the importance, no, of um, helping others who are already addicted with drugs. So let's go to the definition of terms, no? So first we have the administer. So syempre that's the manner of intaking the drug. It can be orally given, it can be inhaled, no, it can be injected. So any manner of administration is considered what we call administer. Okay? We have also the board. So here, ang ibig sabihin ng board class ay yung ating Dangerous Drugs Board. No? So this is the National Policy and Strategy Formulation on the Prevention and Control of the Drugs of Abuse. No? So PIDEA class, now this is known as your PIDEA. No? So this is located in Quezon City. No? So again, they issue the implementing rules and regulation and enforcement of law, no, regarding the dangerous drugs. We have centers. So centers refer to treatment and rehabilitation centers. Chemical diversion. So that's the sale, distribution, supply, or transport of legitimately imported, in transit, manufactured or procured controlled precursors of essential chemicals in diluted mixtures or in concentrated form. So any type, no, kahit diluted, concentrated, mga essential chemicals or precursor para ma-form yung drug, we call that a chemical diversion. No? So, basta any way para ma-include yung precursor or yung essential chemical, maybe in a diluted mixture or na concentrated form, sa mga products. No? So, para makapag-fraud. No? So, we call that a chemical diversion. Okay, we also have the clandestine laboratory. So no, this is a facility used for the illegal manufacturing of dangerous drug or any controlled precursor or an essential chemical. No, so that's what we call the clandestine laboratory. Kung saan ginagawa, no? So confirmatory test. No, confirmatory test is an analytical test that uses a device, tool, or equipment to confirm, no, the result of the screening test. Now, our confirmatory test, the screening test class is usually qualitative. No? When we say qualitative, ang resulta po ay positive or negative. Pero sa confirmatory testing, we quantify. No? We quantify the level. No? It's a quantitative technique. And here we make use of a mass spectrometry. No? It can be a gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, or liquid chromatography, mass spectrometry. No? Yun po yung ginagamit nating, usually yan po yung ginagamit nating principle to perform the confirmatory testing. Again, confirmatory testing is only done at NRL. Okay, controlled delivery. So this is the investigative technique of allowing an unlawful or suspected consignment of any dangerous drugs, controlled precursor or essential chemical, any equipment or paraphernalia na ginagamit through and out of the country under the supervision of an authorized officer, no, with a view to gathering of evidence to identify any persons involved in the offense of any dangerous drugs. Okay, controlled precursors and essential chemicals. So again, these are uh, chemicals na kailangan to form the drug. Again, may it be in a diluted mixture or in a concentrated form. When we say cultivate or culture, that's the growing, planting, raising, or permitting the planting, growing, and raising of the drug, especially the marijuana plant, no, the cannabis sativa. Okay? So, of course, dangerous drugs, alam natin, deliver. So, syempre, that's the passing, no, of the dangerous drug. Okay, we have the den, dive, or resort. So, ito po yung place kung saan ina-administer, dinideliver, ini-store, dinidistribute, or binibili, or binibenta, no, yung any dangerous drug. Dispensing is the giving away, selling, or distributing medicine or any dangerous drug with or without the use of the prescription. We have drug dependence. So, of course, that's the phenomena wherein yung drug takers are becoming involved, no, or dependent in the usage of the substance. Okay, so that's drug dependence. Drug syndicate, so this is any organized group of two or more persons forming or joining together for the intention of committing any offense. Okay, we have employees, so kahit mga caretakers, helpers, watchman, guards, basta any persons working in the den, dive, or resort, basta employed by the maintainer, owner, operator no mismong facility. Financer, any person who pays for, raises, or supplies money for the illegal activities. Illegal trafficking, so that's the administration, illegal cultivation, illegal culture, illegal delivery, dispense, sale, trade, transport, distribution, or any activity that would involve the use of dangerous drugs. No? Instrument is anything that is used or intended to be used in any manner in the commission of the illegal drug trafficking. We also have laboratory equipment. This refers to the paraphernalia, apparatus, materials, appliances, no? Designed to be used for the manufacturing, no, of the drug, dangerous drug. Manufacture, so syempre, technically, that's the sale, no? Cannabis is the marijuana, MDMA is the ecstasy, methamphetamine, hydrochloride refers to the shabu. Opium poppy, yan. And then we have the PIDEA. PIDEA is the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency class. I'm sorry. No, hiwalay pa pala to sa board. No? So PIDEA is actually the implementing arm of the Dangerous Drugs Board. No? So DDB is the policy making, but PIDEA is the implementing arm. So both PIDEA and DDB is under the supervision of the President of the Philippines. Okay, so, okay. Practitioner, licensed physician, dentist, chemist, medical technologist, nurse, midwife, veterinarian, or pharmacist in the Philippines. Planting of evidence, the willful act of by any person of maliciously, surreptitiously inserting, placing, or adding, attaching directly, indirectly putting, no, dangerous drugs act in whatever, a dangerous drug in whatever quantity. No? Protector, so alam natin protector. So nagbibigay ng consent kahit na alam po niya yun na offense ang dangerous drug, so binibigyan niya ng consent. He or she is using the power or possession to shield the escape of any person na alam niyang may offense. Pusher, no? So alam natin yung pusher. Screening test, okay, and then sell. You also have trading and then the use. So now let's go to the unlawful act and penalties. Although class na penalties, no, huwag na tayo mag-focus sa presyo, no? Let's not, or there's no need, no, for us to memorize the price ng penalty, pero yung unlawful act, yun doon tayo mag-focus, no? So ito po yung mga penalties. Ano ba yung mga illegal act, no, or mga offense, no, with regards to this law, no? So syempre illegal importation, no, um using passport, diplomatic passport, or diplomatic facilities, or the use of his official status, no? Like for example, mga politician or anyone na merong position. So gagamitin po nila yung kanilang power para makapagpa-import ng mga dangerous drugs. Any person who manages, organizes, or acts as a financier or legal activities, no? Siyempre, the one who's trading, no? Or selling or administering legally, illegally, no? Delivery, distributing any dangerous act or any dangerous drugs, no? Especially pag nasa school, no? 100 meters from school. Excuse me. Then, we also have drug pushers, no, who use minors or mentally incapacitated individuals to become the runner, courier or messenger, no, or mag-deliver ng mga paraphernalia or any equipment. Victim of the offense is a minor or the mentally incapacitated individual. Anyone who maintains a den, dive, or resort. Dangerous drug na ina-administer or binibili or pinagbebenta sa minor. Dangerous drug na naging cause of death ng isang person and illegal manufacturing. At syempre, any person who will possess the drug at a party, social gathering, or a meeting. Okay? Ang pumayag na magpa-cultivate, magpa-plant, or magpa-culture, and then unlawful prescription, no? So again, sabi ko nga, here in the Philippines, if you are the doctor who will be prescribing, no, considered a regulated drug, kailangan ilalagay natin siya sa S2 license. Kailangan may S2 license yung doctor and may special prescription pad yun. No? Klaseng lahat ng doctors are allowed to prescribe, hindi po lahat ng doctors are allowed to prescribe regulated drugs, no? So they need to have their S2 license, no? And then yung S2 license na yon, bibigyan sila ng prescription pad, especially or na special for the prescription ng regulated drugs. Okay, public official, syempre, no? Na involved, no, dun sa Dangerous Drugs Act, no, yung action. Okay? Possession of dangerous drugs, no? So, syempre, kino-consider din yung amount of drugs na hawak. So, yung amount of drugs na hawak upon pagkahuli, nakadepende din doon kung magkano yung fine at gaano po katagal yung imprison. Ayan, any protector, okay. So, any employee, imagine, empleyado ka na lang pero nadamay ka pa. Okay, illegal manufacturing, illegal diversion, delivery, and prescribing without the medical need, no? Prescribing without the medical need, especially kung yung dosage ay over than what is needed. So, sa Section 15 nakalagay dyan that the practitioner pwedeng ma-revoke po yung license after consultation with experts. Okay, so yan, possession, so nakadepende po no yung graph. Okay, skip natin yan. The den, dive, resort, yung mga equipment, land facility kung saan nagpatubo, any instrument, properties, ay magiging i-confiscate ng government at hahawakan na po ng government yung yung right for that facility or for that land. Presence of any controlled precursor or essential chemical, no, pwede pong i-confiscate yon or i-confiscate yon ng government. Presence of any instrument, apparatus, or paraphernalia, so like for example, nakaiwan ng foil, no, basta any proof, no, na ang possessor ay nag-smoke, nag-consume, or nag-administer, no. So like for example, na-test ka, na nag-positive ka, tapos nakita pa dun sa bahay mo na meron kang mga paraphernalia, meron kang any material na supportive for the act, no, pwede din kayong kasuhan. Any person arrested or apprehended and is confirmed positive with dangerous drugs. And then practitioners, wholesale importer na hindi po nakapag-maintain ng records, no? So, syempre as practitioners, especially sa mga pharmacists, no, doctors, they need to have and maintain all their records, especially sa prescription and transaction that involves dangerous drugs. Attempt or conspiracy, no? Same penalty, no? Like for example, nag-attempt ka lang na mag-take, no? Same penalty yun. Or anyone who is working in the government, syempre, any unlawful act, maximum penalty po yung ibibigay sa kanila. Now, let's go to the dangerous drugs test and record requirements. Now, in the drug testing, it can be performed in a government forensic laboratory or pwedeng any accredited SDTLs in the Philippines or syempre CDTL na din. The price of the drug test will be regulated by the DOH class, no? And again, there are two testing methods. We have the screening and the confirmatory method. Screening is performed in the SDTL and the confirmatory method is performed in the CDTL. Now, for the screening method, we usually use ELISA, no? No, rapid test, no? Rapid test that would involve mga immuno, I forgot the principal. Excuse me. So, immunoassays, no? Any immunoassays, no? So, yun po yung ginagawa sa screening. Immunoassays, and then for confirmatory, we do have the LCMS or the GCMS. The validity of results is valid for 1 year. Okay? 1 year po valid ang resulta. Now, in the section 36 of this RA 9165, sino-sino ba ang required mandatory yung drug testing or magpa-perform ng drug test? Okay? Una po, we have driver's license. No? So, syempre, anyone po sa inyo who applies for a driver's license before ay required magpa-undergo ng drug testing. No? Pero ngayon, no, ni-remove na po yung requirement for a drug testing para sa application or sa renewal ng driver's license. Tinanggal na siya. No, sa RA 10586, the Anti-Drunk and Drug Driving Act of 2013. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo po, ngayon, wala na pong drug testing kapag mag-a-apply ng lisensya yung mga driver. Renewal or new application lang. A new application. Okay? So, bakit tinanggal? No? Based dito sa RA 10586 at din sa mga explanation ng author po nito, the author of this law, the RA 10586 was Tito Soto. No? So, ang nakalagay doon was they want to get rid of the drug testing sa application or renewal ng driver's license. Bakit? Kasi syempre, pwede mo namang, kung ikaw yung driver at alam mo magpaparenew ka ng lisensya or mag-a-apply ka ng lisensya, syempre, kaya nilang kontrolin kung kailan sila mag-take ng drugs. So parang kumbaga, it's nonsense, no? Yun yung nakalagay doon, no? Nonsense daw kasi nga, technically, kaya mo namang i-control kung kailan ka mag-take ng drugs. So, syempre, itataon mo yun nang itataon mo na hindi ka mag-take ng drugs kung magpaparenew ka ng lisensya as a driver. No, so yan. Applicants for firearms license, so pag maghingi ka ng lisensya para yung legal possession of firearms, no? Or mga baril. Officers and members of the military, police, and other law enforcers, any person who is charged before the prosecutor, no, any criminal offense, candidates for public office, okay, national or local government man yan, and then persons apprehended or arrested for violating the provisions of this act. Okay. For random drug testing, usually random drug test is performed in schools, and also in offices, mapa-public or private offices, no? So kagaya sa amin, no, when I was working, since nire-require na, or yeah, isa sa requirement doon sa hospital ay mag-undergo ng random drug test sa kanila mga employees. So, they randomly select employees dun sa listahan nila, dun sa roster ng empleyado nila. Tapos, kung sino po yung mapili, sila po yung mag-undergo ng drug testing. No? So, uh, konting chika lang. So, sa experience ko, naka-encounter na kami ng napili siya for random drug test, tapos nag-positive siya sa drug testing. No? So, yan. Kasi pag napili ka, hindi ka pwede humindi. Okay, issuance of false or fraudulent drug test results, or yan class ha, or false or fraudulent drug test results. So anyone who will issue a false or fraudulent drug test result can be revocated sa kanilang license at pwedeng ma-close yung DTL. Pero class, no, may isa kasing problem dito, no, na I would like to share with you. So right now, the problem with screening drug testing laboratories and with this law is that, okay, kapag ang SDTL, wait lang inom lang din ako. Okay, kapag ang SDTL, makaka-encounter siya ng client, di ba? Si client pupunta kay SDTL. Okay, mag-undergo ng drug testing. Sa drug testing, usually class, ang presyo niya nasa 350 to 400, no? So ito po yung babayaran ni client. So syempre, si client magpapatest na. Ngayon, the usual problem is kapag may positive, kunyari nag-positive, no, doon sa screening, si SDTL, kailangan niya dalhin kay confirmatory drug testing lab yung same sample. So, yung ibibigay natin is sample, no, yung urine sample. Actually, class, the usual sample na ginagamit po is urine. No, that's the most common na ginagamit. Pero, other samples can also be used, pero mas ginagamit po natin ang urine. No. So, yan, ibibigay yung sample plus yung membrane. Actually, class, mapa-negative man or mapa-positive, tinatago po yung membrane, yung mismong kit kung ano po yung nag-show ng positive or negative result. No? So, yung membrane or yung kit, ipapasa din yon at ibibigay kay confirmatory drug testing. Now, the problem here is, kapag nag-positive kay screening drug test lab at papadala niya kay confirmatory drug testing lab, ang magbabayad ng confirmatory testing ay si SDTL. So yung bayad dito, babayaran ni SDTL, no? Kaya parang kumbaga, some of the SDTL find it a problem for them kasi sila pa yung magbabayad. Eh, mas mahal yung confirmatory testing. So, imagine, magbabayad sila ng 1,000, pero ang binayad lang sa kanila ni client ay 350. No? Kaya, may mga haka-haka before na baka nire-release na lang na negative ni SDTL para lang hindi na sila magbayad kay confirmatory drug testing. No? May mga ganun lang. No? Pero that's one problem, no, with the law and the implementing guidelines about the confirmatory testing ng drug test dito sa Philippines. No? So, yeah. If you happen to have question, you can send me a message, no, about this topic. No? So next, for section 38 is laboratory examination or test on apprehended or arrested offenders. No? So if the kunyari, may police, no, may hinuli na nagde-drive, no? If the officer see any physical signs and symptoms, pwede pong magpa-perform ng drug testing. And the testing should be done within 24 hours. Now, if the driver is positive, the challenge test, which is the confirmatory test, no? The challenge test, which is the confirmatory test, is going to be performed within 15 days after the receipt, or the date kung kailan na-receive yung positive screening test. A positive confirmatory is only valid in the court of law. So again, positive confirmatory lang ang valid sa korte. Okay. Section 39 is the accreditation of drug testing centers and physicians. So again, ang DOH po ang nagbibigay ng S2 license sa mga physicians at sila din ang nagbibigay ng LTO sa mga DTL, especially SDTL. Okay, they will be the one to establish, operate, and maintain the drug testing centers in government hospitals as well. In Section 40, records required for the transaction. Kunyari, kailangan bumili, ano ba yung mga kailangang records? So, every pharmacist dealing in dangerous drugs or any controlled precursors or essential chemicals shall maintain or keep the original record nung any transaction na ginawa po nila. So ano po yung mga information na kailangan? Kailangan yung license number and address ng pharmacist na nag-perform ng transaction. Kailangan din nila ng name, address, and license of the manufacturer kung saan po nila binili yung dangerous drug, quantity, gaano kadami yung binili, at yung, syempre, kung ano po yung biniling dangerous drug. Date of purchase, and then the community tax certificate of the buyer, and then name, address, and then syempre the serial number of the prescription, no? Kasi nga again, they have the S2 license ng physician. And then the name of the physician, the dentist, the veterinarian, or any practitioner that prescribed the drug. And then quantity and name of the drug na dineliver at date of sale or delivery. So the copy of the records, no? So certified true copy of records that cover 6 months is to be forwarded in the Dangerous Drugs Board. No? So kaya kailangan itago yun. Class, pag hindi yun tinago, punishable yan by law. Next, physician, dentist, or any veterinarian na nagpe-prescribe ng dangerous drug shall issue a prescription, no, in 2 copies, no, duplicated copies. Okay? Original copy is kept by the pharmacy, 1 copy, so sorry, 3 copies pala, no, 3 copies, no, 3 copies. So, original copy is kept by the pharmacy, 1 copy is kept by the buyer, 1 copy is kept by the physician, dentist, veterinarian, or the practitioner who is prescribing the drug. Next, all manufacturers, wholesalers, distributors, importers, dealers, or retailers ng dangerous drugs should have a record of their inventory, names nung bumili, address nung bumili, licenses nung pinagbilhan, okay, and then name and quantity nung binili and the date of the transaction. Okay. Now, these are the different AO with regards to the drug testing here in the Philippines. So AO 2010-0024 is the permit to construct for the establishment of screening DTL, and then AO 2008-0025 is the use of the IDTOMIS. No? IDTOMIS class means Integrated Drug Test Operations and Management Information System. No? So this is the information system used by all SDTL in the Philippines para magkaroon po tayo ng record of the drug testing dito po sa Pilipinas. So, this is for screening and confirmatory drug testing laboratory. No, so the IDTOMIS class is actually Windows-based yan. So, requirement ang paggamit ng IDTOMIS para sa renewal ng license to operate as a drug testing laboratory. Aside from that, no, kailangan din na ang IDTOMIS, or before kayo ma-install ng IDTOMIS sa computer ng facility ninyo, kailangan meron kayo ng mga required na mga hardware. No? So, usually, hindi ko alam kung rin dito, no? Pero usually, meron silang naka-prescribe na processor. Syempre, kailangan mo ng monitor, ng keyboard, ng CPU, and then you need the fingerprint scan and webcam. Kasi bakit? Hinihingi po natin yung picture ni client, nung patient, tsaka yung fingerprint niya kasi gumagawa ng three methods of identity validation for the drug testing. Ano po yung three methods of validation? Una, hinihingan po natin ng ID si client. Pangalawa, kinukuhanan natin ng picture at kailangan yung picture ni client na tinake using the webcam is the same with the picture or kamukha niya, no, yung nasa ID niya. Aside from that, kinukuha din po yung fingerprint ni client kasi alam naman natin that the client or every person has a distinct fingerprint, no? So yan. Kailangan din ng fingerprint scan kasi ginagamit din ng fingerprint ni analyst, no? Analyst dito is yung medtech, yung medtech, for example, no? So kinukuha yung fingerprint ni medtech to make sure yung kanyang identity ay siya yun during the recording or during sa pag-encode, no, doon sa mismong IDTOMIS, no? So yan. Excuse me. So, East Avenue Medical Center is the NRL for EOHTM. So, Bureau of Health Facilities or the HFSRB is the one who formulates and establishes the standards for the regulation of the SDTL and the CDTL. So they are the ones that provides the policies and guidelines for the establishment, operation of the DTL all over the Philippines, accreditation also, and also the training, no? Kasi class, hindi lahat ng medtechs can perform drug testing. Kagaya din ng water testing, you have to undergo training. No, the training class is mahal, mga around 12 to 15,000 yan sa East Avenue Medical Center. Kasi may lecture tapos may actual na lab uh, lab lab para ma-perform niya mismo yung testing. And then research and development also for the drug testing and other related activities. Okay, so ayan. Analyst is the professional who perform the drug testing. Pag-uusapan natin mamaya, sino-sino ba yung mga analyst na pwede bukod pa sa RMT? Applicant is the owner or the head of the laboratory. Application service provider, again, this is your IDTOMIS, the Integrated Drug Test Operations Management Information System. So every analyst, I'm not sure kung every analyst or every facility they have a specific username and password. No? So, DOH ang nag-i-install ng software na ito. We also have the chain of custody. The chain of custody is the specimen tracking procedures. Okay? So, again, tinitake note po natin lahat ng tao na nag-handle ng specimen. No? So, from the point of the collection or from the time na nag-undergo yung specimen collection hanggang sa disposal ng specimen. Okay, we have the chain of custody form. So this is the form used to document the chain of custody. Okay, so hindi ko alam kung nandito yun. Sige, papakita ko na lang siguro later. Okay, meron. Okay, so now let's go to the chain of custody. No, so class, no, as a client enters the SDTL, no, his or her name will be recorded, and then of course we have the authorized specimen collector who will observe the collection. Okay? So, ilalagay niya yung pangalan niya in the chain of custody. In the receipt of the specimen, ilalagay pa rin yung pangalan kung sino po yung nag-undergo ng nag-perform ng test, and also the reporting, no, yung pag-encode sa IDTOMIS. Kailangan lahat po ng individuals na nag-perform or nakapag-handle niyan ay i-take note po yung pangalan. So upon the enter of the client, no, kailangan po ilalagay natin sino po yung na-encounter niya, no? Sino po yung personnel in that SDTL, no? And that is part of the chain of custody. And usually class, dalawa lang naman, no? Usually dalawa lang naman ang tao sa screening drug testing. It could be the analyst and also the authorized specimen collector, no? Usually. screening tests. So again, we make use of a qualitative test. Usually yung ginagamit are immunoassays. So again, positive or negative lang ang makikita po natin. Specimen must be urine and the bottle must be filled up, no? So again, kailangan po no, hindi pwedeng installment basis no ang pagbibigay ng urine sample. In case of positive results, the SDTL will be the one to send no your urine sample, the same specimen no will be sent, no? Hindi na kailangan kumuha ng panibagong specimen to the confirmatory laboratory for the challenge test, no? Again, the confirmatory is a quantitative no assay or a quantitative result niya. Authorized specimen collector, the person who is authorized to collect specimen from the client, no? And he or she has to make sure na walang alteration of the urine specimen. Again, confirmatory test is any analytical device na kaya makapagbigay ng quantitative value no ng metabolite na present in the urine. So again, we make use of the liquid chromatography mass spectrometry or the gas chromatography mass spectrometry. Okay. DTL can be classified into 3: ownership, character, and capability. Service capability. So syempre pag ownership, either government, and private. Institutional character, is it institutional based, again, within the hospital or freestanding? Service capability, you have your screening and your confirmatory laboratory. Now, the client or the donor of the drug testing laboratory, no, is the patient, no? So again, these are the ones that needs to undergo drug testing, except the driver's license, no? Any officer or employee found positive for use of dangerous drugs, again, is ground for suspension or termination. At nasa ground lang, pero hindi naman automatically terminated or suspended. Depende po yan sa policy ng hospital. Okay, so that's under the Article 282 of the Labor Code or the Civil Service Law. Now, what are the technical requirements for licensing? No? So first is the physical plan. Of course, kailangan pa rin po ng permission to construct, no? The DOH permission to construct. So the screening laboratory should have a total of 30 square meter na kanilang floor area. No? So total of 20 pala. 20 square meter, total of a floor area, 10 square meter will be the working area. The rest of the 10 square meter could be allotted for the collection, no, the chairs, no, para sa mga patients or the clients. Confirmatory laboratory should have a total of 60 square meter floor area. Half of that will be intended for the working area. Of course, they need to have an exhaust fan, sink, stockroom, and instrumentation room. No? Kasi class malalaki yung machines natin, no, for the LCMS or the GCMS. Okay, so syempre the LTO should be posted in a conspicuous area, and syempre aside from that, certificates ng personnel, no signings, no smoking signage, local permits, syempre yung mga business permit, no, org chart, no, vision, mission, objectives, and syempre the process flow of drug testing. Kailangan po nakalagay yon. Syempre, also to guide the clients. All laboratories, no, who will be receiving or accommodating client can accommodate at least 5 clients at a time. Okay? We can have a hand wash facility, pero yung hand washing area or yung sink should be located outside of the toilet, no, and should be within the eyesight, no, or yung makikita yon ng ating authorized specimen collector. Toilet facility should be waterless. Okay, urinals should be waterless. Before, dati no, punapayagan yung bluing agent, no, yung parang siya, pellet or tablet na nilalagay sa toilet para mag-color blue yung tubig, pero ngayon hindi na, strictly waterless na, no, yung mga urinals. So the hand washing should be again located outside the toilet to prevent the alteration of the specimen. Now, technical requirements for licensing when it comes to the headship, no, of the laboratory, freestanding, ang head pwedeng clean patho, pwedeng physician trained in lab management, at pwede ding chemist. Excuse lang po ah. For the institutional based, it could be a clean pathologist, a physician trained in lab management, a med tech can also be the head of that SDTL, pharmacist, and also the chemical engineer. For the confirmatory, strictly clean patho or chemist lamang. The chemist should have a master's degree in chemistry, biochemistry, or any branch of chemistry, and at least 2 years experience in analytical toxicology. Okay. Next, there are 4 professionals who can be a certified drug analyst. Again, class, before tayo maging drug analyst, we have to undergo training in the NRL. Okay, it could be a medical technologist, a chemist, a chemical engineer, or a pharmacist. Silang apat po ay pwedeng makapag-perform ng drug testing. Again, sila po yung analyst mismo, yung magpe-perform ng testing. Okay, so ayan, no, for screening, ito po. And then for the confirmatory, it could also be an RMT, a chemist, a pharmacist, or chemical engineer. Pero kailangan nakapag-complete siya ng training in chromatography, spectroscopy, and should pass the proficiency test. No? So, yan. For the screening, ayun, no, kailangan may training, no, sa screening procedures, no, given by the NRM. Personnel naman natin for the authorized specimen collector, so they need to have a certificate of training conducted by the laboratory, signed by the head of the laboratory. So all personnel should have annual medical certificate and annual drug test report performed by another DTL. Hindi pwedeng sila din mismo yung perform ng drug testing nila. Okay. We have the laboratory equipment. So, for the laboratory equipment, so sa screening, kailangan lang naman ng necessary equipment or kit. And then for the confirmatory lab, kailangan po meron tayong qualitative and quantitative examination in addition to the basic equipment. Application service provider, so again, IBTOMIS po. No? So that is for the authentication of results. So this is again your application service provider class. Ayun. So the test analyst, so the analyst should create their own username and password. Isang IBTOMIS class na software, isang computer lamang. So isang computer application, isang PC lang yung pwedeng gamitin. So kaya kailangan full-time dapat yung analyst kasi kung sino po yung analyst or kung sino po yung analyst na naka-register sa drug testing facility, siya lang po dapat ang pwedeng gumawa ng drug testing, no? Hindi po pwede na may connections with the other lab. For example, no, ako, registered ako dito sa DTL na to, so dahil ako lang yung naka-register, ako lang pwede yung mag-perform ng testing at encode dito sa IDTOMI. So hindi po pwede ako mag-sideline sa ibang DTL. Pero kung part-time or reliever lang, until 15 days ang maximum na pwedeng paggamit. So it has to be informed no sa DOH no. So ang IDCOMIS natin is connected via internet. So uh, every drug testing laboratory should have their internet connection. Pero usually sa IDCOMIS class no, sa experience ko during the internship kasi nakahawak kami nito nung nag-internship, pina-try sa'min. So usually palaging nagda-down yung server, 'no, palaging down yung server ng IDCOMI. So problem 'yun kasi siyempre delayed po yung pag-e-encode ng, results 'no, sa IDCOMIS. And delayed din yung pagbibigay ng results sa patient, 'no. So kaya usually 'pag drug testing, ah, may ano pa, may um, period kung may period na binibigay para, tawag dito? May period na binibigay kay client kung kailan siya babalik kasi yun nga, medyo nakaka-encounter tayo ng, ah, nakaka-encounter tayo ng, down ng server 'no, ng IDCOMIS. So, yan, wait lang po, Okay, so for the technical requirements for accreditation, so records should be kept. Uh, so all records, including the record of the personnel, so it would include the resume, the training, experience, the certification, the PRC license, incident reports, no? So yeah, security, no? The laboratory should have security measures to control access to the premises and to ensure that only authorized personnel can access no within the lab. No, may mga exceptions sa security, no, mga inspectors, authorized visitors, maintenance and mga services providers class ay pwedeng pumasok syempre sa SDTL. And syempre, they have to be escorted at all times kasi syempre they are from the NRL naman. So, the laboratory should have a logbook na naka-indicate doon yung entry and exit ng mga individuals and their purpose of entry. Chain of custody. So again, we have the COC and meron po tayong CCF na form. So minimum required information sa chain of custody is the information that identifies the specimen, the date and the time of the specimen, the name of the testing laboratory, and syempre the signatures of all individuals na nakapag-handle ng sample during the collection process until the disposal of the specimen. So this is the chain of custody form. So it comes in 4 copies and in 4 colors. No? So the green, zoom natin. So the green is for the donor. It's a copy of the donor. The yellow is the copy of the collection site. No? The pink is the copy for the laboratory and the white one is the copy for the confirmatory laboratory. So please take note no, of the colors as well. Again, green for the donor, yellow for the collection site, pink for the laboratory, and white for the confirmatory laboratory. Okay. Storage of the laboratory reports and specimens. So specimens can be stored for a minimum of 5 days to 1 year. No? Minimum of 5 days sa mga negative specimens and positive specimens which are not challenged, minimum of 15 days. No? For the records class, ang period naman na nare-require DOH before the disposal is 1 year. No? Take note of that ha. 1 year nakatago ang records before the disposal. And then, registration of drug test kits. No? Yung lahat po ng drug test kit na ginagamit ay kailangan ini-enter po yung brand no, sa IDCOMIS. No? So, yung brand registration number ng kit na ginamit natin ay nire-register din natin sa IDCOMIS. No? And also the expiration date. test level, no? So the test level sa confirmatory po ito. So the NRL sets a required cutoff level kasi nga po quantitative, no, ang ginagamit po natin. So the equipment in the drug testing kit must be registered to the IDTOMIS nga po for the screening. So this is the cutoff levels, no? So for the tetrahydrocannabinol, 15 nanogram per ml for the confirmatory, benzoylecgonine for the cocaine, 100 nanogram per ml, no? So ayan, naka-state po yung cutoff concentration. So anything that is beyond these levels is considered to be positive for the uh, for the drug, no? Again, anything beyond, no, this cut-off concentration level. So that's for the quantitative confirmatory testing. For the urine specimen collection, handling, and disposal, so the collection and the handling of the urine specimen should observe universal precaution. Syempre, for the disposal, we observe no color-coded trash bin. So, black for non-biodegradable waste, dry, green for the biodegradable waste, and then yellow for the infectious waste. Equipment and instruments, ano-ano po yung required? For the screening laboratory, sabi ko nga po sa inyo, kailangan po natin ng computer, no? So the Windows XP operating system, ito po yung required na processor and the HDD. And then kailangan may fingerprint scanning device, webcam, printer, IDTOMIS application, and the license dangle. No, kasi yung license dangle ay ini-insert yon sa USB para mag-work yung application na IDTOMIS. And then we also need to have a refrigerator with thermometer with daily monitoring. So kailangan minomonitor po natin yung temperature every day, no, ng refrigerator. That is for the storage of the urine samples. And of course, ito yung IT requirements, and then syempre the drug testing kits. Class, ang drug testing kit na kailangang gamitin ay dapat prescribed and approved by the NRA. Again, yung ating brand name, expiration date should be registered at the IDTOMIS. Excuse me. So this is an example of a drug testing kit. No? So here you can see, no? So we have the meth, cocaine, and THC. No? Meth, cocaine, and THC. And then we have the MDMA, which is the ecstasy and opiates. This is the kit naman for the benzoylecgonine. Tama ba? BZO or the benzodiazepine. BZO for drug testing. Benzodiazepine. No? So this is for the benzodiazepine. So class, again, as what I've mentioned to you, presence of a line would mean negative and the absence of the line would mean positive. So for this kit, for this patient, no, isang patient lang yan, DT005, yung kanyang specimen ID, it was performed 2021. So nakikita po natin na the specimen is positive for methamphetamine and tetrahydrocannabinol. And the specimen is negative naman for cocaine, MDMA, opiates, and also your benzodiazepine. No? So, expect na makaka-encounter po kayo ng ganito. It could be either in the exam or in the quiz. So, i-interpret nyo din. Okay. Equipment and instruments, so confirmatory lab, so kailangan meron pong weighing scale, glasswares na kailangan for the testing, pipettes, chromatographs, spectrometer, and also the biosafety cabinet. Lab report. So the lab report should be prescribed by the DOH. No? The signatory should always be the analyst and also the head of the lab. For the screening, the test is reported as positive or negative. Sabi ko nga po, no, qualitative. For the confirmatory, you shall report the analyte and the concentration kasi nga po quantitative. 2 copies must be produced, 1 copy is for the client, and 1 copy must be forwarded to the DOH. And the membrane of the kit, either negative or positive, is also kept and is submitted together with the copy of the result. Now, sa result form class, dahil nga pa nag-end po tayo sa id2me, sa id2bis na rin po tayo nagpiprint ng lab result form. Kaya uniform ang itsura ng lab test result ng lahat ng SDTL. Kasi after you encode the results of the test, ma-view yun sa id2mes and then you can print. In case of a positive result, the result with the membrane must be sent again together with the urine specimen. Now, for the proficiency testing, the NRL shall perform the EQUAP, no? The EQUAP for the screening and confirmatory, no? Pero technically sa kanila din yon. Participation of the laboratory is important and kailangan makapasa para makapagpa-renew ng license yung SDPN. The results must be sent back to the NRL within 3 weeks after the result. No? So, proficiency testing class is done para malaman natin kung proficient ang analyst and yung laboratory in performing a drug test. No? So, usually, 10 sets of synthetic urine will be sent to the laboratory, then test ni analyst kung positive or negative ba siya for the drug of abuse. So, nakasalalay sa analyst ang proficiency ng laboratory class. At para makapagpa-renew ng classes. Ng license. No, so, nakakalito man ang proficiency testing. So, usually, ang advice ni NRL is to perform the actual drug testing. No? So, treat it like a usual client. So, you must read the result in the drug testing kit within 5 minutes. No? Again, depende po sa drug testing kit na ginagamit po ninyo. Because any reading that is beyond the time, the prescribed time ng kit, may cause a false negative result. Kasi again, it may show a faint line. Again, the presence of the line would mean negative. Na pwedeng makapagpalito. No? So another tip is to compare the result in the control line. So dapat singlinaw ng control yung line sa result line. And then, kung hindi naman visible ang control line, invalid na yon, no? So, kagayan po nito, makikita niyo po, no? Na kapag walang line sa control line, class invalid ang result. But again, if 2 lines appear, it is negative. If 1 line appears only, that is positive. No? So, kabaligtaran siya ng usual na encounter natin sa mga test kits. Ayan, so I added more pictures for your use po. Validity of the result, again, sabi ko nga po, the validity of that result is up until 1 year. Kung hanggang 1 year from the date of issue. So again, kunyari ngayon, ano na ba ngayon? July 25, 2024, valid yon until July 25, 2025. So, pricing, no? So, the pricing, so hindi ko na alam kung ano po yung allowable service fee ngayon, pero ito po yung nandun sa recent IRR natin. Pero, again, the price should not exceed the required price by the law. So, anything that exceeds the price should be, or they should be able to reason it out. Kung hindi, it is punishable by law. Okay. So for the licensing, no, so syempre all requirements for licensing should be submitted to the HFSRB. Okay? Licensing fees, so kailangan they have to pay the licensing fees. Syempre, licensing 2,000 for the screening, 5,000 for the confirmatory. Accreditation is both 5,000. Validity of the license to operate for the screening is 1 year, confirmatory is 2 years. So the renewal shall be filed 90 days before the expiration of the LTO. So usually the license naman always expires on the last day of the year, no? December 30. Monitoring of labs. So again, they may conduct a surprise visit. So syempre, i-allow, no, kapag may surprise visit. Terms and conditions of licensing or accreditation. So, kailangan po ma-meet yung prescribed requirement. Kapag po hindi na-renew yung license or accreditation, it shall be considered lapsed and will be canceled. Any change in the management, name, or ownership, floor plan, reliever equipment shall be reported to the HFSRB. Okay. What else? Violation. So, syempre, if you are issuing a fraudulent result. failure to protect the confidentiality, failure to participate in a proficiency test, failure to refer a positive result to the confirmatory testing, and refusal to inspection, or any act which is contrary to the accepted clinical laboratory practice. Kunyari, hindi po nag-follow ng waste disposal or hindi gumamit ng gloves or any other clinical laboratory practice na considered to be a deviation. So usually class, no, ang usual na encountered po natin sa drug testing laboratory is binabribe ni client, which is a positive drug user, yung analyst, no, by paying the amount twice, no? Kasi yun nga po, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang usual problem is ang screening laboratory ang nagbabayad ng confirmatory test. And usually ang cost nun ay libo. So syempre, may mga instances na parang hindi na gumastos si SDTL, nire-release na lang niya na negative. No? So that's one problem, no, with drug testing laws, no, here in the Philippines. Suspension or revocation of license to operate or certificate of accreditation. So, syempre, if merong mga complaint, it shall be investigated. And syempre, may due process doon, may hearing, and revocation or suspension of the license can be done, no, depending on the decision. Okay? So, if any violation is done, preventive suspension, syempre, can be done. No? So, the preventive suspension shall not be more than 60 days. So, you can reapply, no? Kunyari na-revoke or na-suspend, you can reapply for the certificate of accreditation or the LT. And you can appeal, no? Kunyari may, may decision ng korte, no? You can appeal within 15 days, no? After the receipt of the suspension or the notice of suspension. So, yeah. And then these are the penal provision. Section 22 is the transitory and 23 is the separability clause. Effectivity of the RA 9165 is January 13, 2003, signed by your president or the former president, Doria Macapagal Aro. No, and that's the end of our Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2000. So that's it. Thank you so much and have a nice